When the kings from the east arrived at Joseph and Mary, and they brought homage to Christ, who was a little baby, well, the scripture says a young child, so maybe a few months old or maybe 1 year old. But anyway, Christ was a little kid back then. You get what I'm saying? After they brought their gifts to Christ, who's God himself in the flesh, they wanted to return back to their homeland. But the Holy Spirit gave his assignment to an holy angelic being to warn them not to return through the same way they came. Because Herod, King Herod, who was a vessel of the Roman Empire, he wanted to kill Christ. Of course, he wouldn't be able to do it because Christ is God himself. So even in that baby body, he wouldn't be able to harm him. But even if he was able to do that, he wanted to bring destruction. And others would have been harmed by it, including those kings from the east that came to visit Christ. So those kings were instructed, when you go back, go through another road. And they did it. When Herod found out that he was misled, he sent an army, well, some troops, to kill all children of 2 years of age and below, the boys. He caused a massacre because he couldn't find Christ. Now look, what happened here is that those kings from the east, they were alert. They were smart. When they were told, don't go back home to the same way you came here, they did it. They obeyed. And they were not even believers. They were pagans. And here's another thing I want you to pay attention to. When Herod couldn't find Christ, he wanted to make sure that Christ was dead anyway, so he assaulted everyone around. All those families that were victimized, their young boys murdered, because he couldn't get rid of a threat to his power. Here's the thing, that Herod was in his 70s. He had multiple diseases. He was about to die anyway. But that's how the reprobate are. Even if they know that they're perishing by their own doing, they still want to have the last say. They want the last relief, the last hurrah, as they say in the military. But it's not about Herod that I'm making this video. I'm making this video to put your attention on the families that were victimized because they couldn't find Christ. There's one thing that many people don't capture here. When those people all the way from Asia came to bring homage to Christ, that was big news. They brought incense, they brought gold, they brought many gifts. That would have been big news. I mean, you have Joseph, you have Mary, they have that little baby Jesus. He was born in a manger. Now they are renting a small place, and Christ receives all those gifts. Everyone around witnessed it. So everyone around knew there was something special about this child. But here's the thing. The people around had no discernment. And the fact that they lacked discernment led to the doom of their children and of their families. Let me explain. When you have a neighbor, he's just a carpenter. He has a young woman who just gave birth to a baby, so it's a young family. And you find out that the baby was born in a manger because they were too late to find a place for her to go to give birth. You have this new neighbor around you. suddenly you have high visit from other countries coming coming to visit that child. That means that the government and other authorities are aware that there is high visit in the country. And the Roman Empire was a violence-infested administration. So the people that lived there should have realized, okay, we live in Judea, this place that is filled with rivalry. We have this demon-possessed king over us who rules on behalf of the Roman emperor. And now you have high visit all the way from Asia for this family. This may get out of hand. So maybe we need to prepare that maybe soon we need to get out of here, or we need to stay away from this place. Those people had no discernment. Look, I reside at the moment in the Netherlands. If I see one of my neighbors receiving visits from diplomats over and over again, I'm going to think, okay, why is this individual so interesting for diplomats? Is he or she a wanted individual? Are they under a witness protection program? What is it? Something is up with that individual. And that means that all the people involved in the conflict will look for the individual soon. So I need to make sure that I'm not too close with that neighbor, just in case their enemies come and look for them. Because if their enemies see me with them, and those enemies are looking for them and they can't find them, they'll go going after me. That's how far you need to think. So Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus, they were over there. They received high visit. I say high visit because there were people of high status that came, with all kinds of gifts and all of that. Herod became interested, so it was big news around the country. But the people around just were not interested, or they were interested but they didn't look beyond the situation. I mean, think about it. You have the Roman Empire and you have those vassal kings within the empire. And Herod wasn't a legitimate king. He tried to gain legitimacy or better acceptance by the people, he never got it. So it should have been obvious. If a new king is born according to prophecy, and you have those people all the way from Greece coming to visit that king, you should understand, oh, a king is born, but you already have Herod as a vassal king and the Roman emperor. That means that if a king is born, that means there's another kingdom. But there's already a system that claims authority over here. So if there's a new kingdom, that means that the authority here, with the Roman authority, is challenged. Oh, that means there's going to be a fight. And we are in the battlefields. We need to pay attention. Those people didn't pay attention. And remember, in that time, you had no Wi-Fi, no GPS, you had no smartphones, you had no security cameras, none of that. By land, they used to transport themselves with animals, okay? Horses, sometimes oxen. So the Roman military, it took them a while before they arrived in Bethlehem to kill all those children. So all those days that went in between, the people that lived in Bethlehem had time enough to realize something's up. We need to take action. They didn't do it. They just want to continue their daily lives, private lives, privacy, and all that crap. And eventually, tragedy came and tragedy hit them. But when you look at the bigger picture, it could have been prevented, it could have been outsmarted. Joseph listened to the angelic being, the holy angelic being, and he went away with Mary and Christ to Egypt. Now, those other people should have noticed something's up. If Joseph, the head of the family, leaves with all the gifts they received, And even though the kings that arrived from the east, they leave also. They should realize, okay, this is weird. Why are they all leaving? Oh, maybe danger's coming. Maybe Herod is upset. Maybe the Romans are coming. Look, what I'm saying is that those people lack discernment, and it costs them a lot. You can anticipate and bypass tragedy. Yes, there will also be sudden bad things that happen because it's the world, but even that you can be ahead of. Keep your eyes open, pay attention, remain in prayer, agree with Christ, and be at peace.